Are you having a hard time finding a good deal on a new or used vehicle? Well, keep looking. Inflation is a scary thing, especially in the car market. But don't stress, because I'm probably having a harder time trying to find a good time to record without background noise than you are trying to find a good deal. I believe 2018 was the last year cars were actually priced reasonably. But now we are living in some scary times, especially when the average car price is 40 grand. The pandemic can definitely be blamed for a lot of this, but let's be honest, the car market was always one of the most perfect places to get robbed. And what I mean by that is no matter the legit dealership or private seller, the number one priority is to make a profit off of you. And the value of that profit will be determined on how gullible they think you really are. I'm just saying, I never thought I'd live to see the day where I see a brand new $50,000 single cab work truck. And it's not even electric. I mean, look at this. I've already showed you in one of my previous vehicle marketing videos, the zip code doesn't really affect the final value of the vehicle. So if we have a little fun and compare this other brand new Ford work truck to this blue one, you'll see the drastic difference in a price point. This one right here is a 2023, obviously brand new V8 four-wheel drive. Okay, it's got a couple of goodies on it. This state is pretty big on their four-wheel drive, and I know I said I'm gonna make a video about why you don't need it, and I will, but I'm gonna go ahead and give you a brief summary. The truth is, you only need four-wheel drive maybe if you're lucky like twice. That is if you're in the city. Now I can see why you'd probably need it a lot more in the mountains, because cities attract more heat just because of buildings and people, obviously everything around and stuff. But really, the only time that the weather is really bad is like when the snow is fresh, the ice is fresh early in the morning. So all the roads are pretty much covered, but all that stuff is pretty much basically cleared out and within 48 hours. Four-wheel drive vehicles also tend to come with more maintenance, like double differential service and worse gas mileage. And another good reason why you can't find a good car deal is because vehicles tend to get ran through these days. Let me explain. With all the modern day be your own boss side hustles we have, Uber Eats, DoorDash, Turo, or any car rental situation for that matter, revolves around using your personal vehicle. That's why you'll find something like this 21 Nissan Altima with 80,000 miles on it, something that wouldn't even be imaginative like back in the 80s and the 90s. But nowadays people just simply have longer commutes, and if you mix that in with high population and just a little bit of ambition, you get something like this, a 2-year-old car with a ridiculous amount of miles on it. I still wish it was like the 2015 market, the good old days. When I got my first vehicle, I got a 2004, at the time it was a 12-year-old truck with 82,000 miles on it. That's pretty good for a little mid-sized truck. Normally especially nowadays, you can see even these Tacomas with 150, 160,000 miles sell for 20 grand. And that's another thing I want to show you guys. Back in one of my previous uploads, when I showed you guys I was quote unquote 15 grand upside down on my 2022 Ram Classic with 9,000 miles on it. We'll take a look at this comparison. This is a 2016 Ram 1500, set up the exact same way that mine is, with the quad cab, as Ram calls it, the 6-foot bed, the V6 2-wheel drive. This one has 112,000 miles on it, and it's selling for 21,000. Now that's basically the average offer these dealerships in this area would have given me for my 2022 with 9,000 miles on it. So you're telling me my 2022 is pretty much worth the same amount as this 2016 that has more than 10 times the mileage. If I was asinine enough to accept a terrible offer like 21, 22, 23 grand, they're gonna at least flip it for about 34 to 35, because there is no way, especially in today's market, where you'd see a 2022 with 9,000 miles going for, let's say, like 25, 24. There's no way, at least with pickup trucks, because that would be an incredible deal. Said all that to say, be careful if you just so happen to be dealing with the car market right now, because it is definitely a place where you can easily burn your hard-earned money.